Good morning everybody and welcome. I am Mel Soul, Director of Instruction and Master Professional at the Mel Soul Golf School. We are located here at Pawleys Plantation Golf and Country Club. We also have locations at Sea Trail Resort in Sunset Beach, North Carolina, and Holiday Valley Resort in upstate New York in a little cute town called Ellicottville. I'm at Ellicottville the last week in June and the first week in July every year. So if you're in that area, you'd like to have instruction with me, I already have bookings for this coming summer. So put your name down early because I'm only there for 2 weeks. I hope you've had a great start to 2021. And today I want to talk about something that we all look for, including myself, including my assistant David, who works on it all the time, hitting the ball further. I've never had a student come to me and say, you know Mel, I'm hitting the ball too far, can you help me lose some distance? So we all want to hit the ball further. But there are certain little things that you can do, again, without changing your swing. Most of us, like me, I have a flexibility problem. I don't make a shoulder turn like I used to. I can't turn my hips through the ball as fast as I used to. And those are the two things that are the two golden moves, I can call them, in the golf swing, is making a full shoulder turn and a very fast hip turn. You're going to hit the ball further. Look at any of the PGA Tour players. I was looking just yesterday, they had a picture of the long drive, the world long drive champion, Kyle, David, what's his? Berkshire. So Kyle Berkshire's currently the world long drive, and they showed a picture of him, and at impact, his hips, his belt buckle was all the way through, his heel was off the ground, he was like that, and you just know he's going to blast that ball, you know, close to 400 yards. So I'm not that young anymore, so I can't do that. So there's a few little things that I do on the golf course to help me get every inch of distance that I can. Number one, I have a fairly long tee. So I want to tee the ball up fairly high. So I just get the tip of the tee in the ground. So the ball is teed up pretty high. So it's a little bit more, the standard is usually about half the ball above the top of the club face. So you can see clearly here that I've got more than half the ball above the top of the club face. To counter that so that I don't pop it up, I've got to move it forward in my stance. So my normal ball position would be off the heel. So I move, so I'm actually got it not quite off the toe, but just inside the toe. That sets me, but you can see my spine is now tilted and I'm a little bit more behind the ball. So I'm going to hit a little more up on the ball. The upward blow is going to give me a nice launch angle. It's going to help me carry the ball. And the very last thing is the very first thing I spoke about, shoulder turn and hip turn. So my former coach and friend Phil Ritson used to have a stance for seniors that he called the Daffy Duck stance. And the Daffy Duck stance was taking both feet and flaring them out like that. What that does is, when I go back, because this toe is flared out, it allows this hip to turn a lot more. You can see when I turn the hip more, I'm going to get more shoulder turn. So when I'm playing, I get that Daffy Duck stance. When I go back, I can get a really better shoulder turn. It's not quite where I wanted, but it's better. And then this foot is turned out because the more I turn that out, the more hip rotation I'm going to get there. I see so many golfers stand with both feet straight. I've never seen a good player ever do that. It's always this toe flared out, but in my case, as a senior golfer, I've got both feet turned out, so I can turn here and I can turn there. The very, very last thing I do is I have a slightly open stance. What I mean by that is I take my front foot and I just pull it back maybe an inch. Again, it's going to give me a little bit more hip turn. So I'm going to make a swing here. This is my first swing of the day, so I'm not very loose, but I'm going to get to my Daffy Duck stance, get my head behind the ball, make a big turn, hip. I don't know how far that went because I don't have a launch monitor, but that came right out the middle of the club face. That would be maybe the maximum that I can hit the ball, which for me, I'm going to get my club head speed. I looked the other day online, the average club head speed for somebody my age, which is 73, is about 80 mile an hour. I recently measured my club head speed. It's about 90 mile an hour. I would like to get it to 100. How do I do that? Flexibility exercises. And what David does is when he practices, he swings. His practice swings are really hard. So when I do that, let's add that. Let's see where that T jumped to. I'll get another T out. All right, so I've got the T up nice and high. I'm going to do a practice swing. I've got the both flared out. Swing hard. Go to the ball, flare it out. Woo! That ball really took off. Again, I hit it out the middle of the club face. I don't know how fast my club head speed is, but when I practice, I do have a mini launch monitor. You can get these mini launch monitors now for about 250 bucks. Definitely a worthwhile investment to see what your club head speed is, what your launch angle is. It's these Flight Scope and the other one, man, when you're paying $20,000 for a launch monitor, that's crazy. These things do exactly the same thing. Go online, find them around, just type in launch monitor, you'll see it's a little yellow with an orange kind of screen. It costs about just over 250 bucks. Get one of those. Every time you practice, put it down. It actually will read out the yardage to you. So when you hit it, it's going to give you the yardage, and if you look at the screen, it's also going to give you club head speed. So thank you for watching. I hope those little things will help you hit the ball further in 2021. Good luck.